What happened this week with the election result not only changes everything in America, but changes everything in the Middle East.
I really want you guys to watch this video of Douglas Murray recently on Fox News. It is absolutely brilliant because it just absolutely nails why Trump's success at the election is so crucial for the Middle East. It explains so clearly how the Democrat administration has really fueled the conflict in the Middle East and why Trump being in power could bring it all to an end far quicker than it ever could under the Democrats. Listen to this.
It can't be stressed enough. The Biden-Harris administration devoted much of its energies for the last year in trying to get regime change where? In Jerusalem. They did everything they could, from Chuck Schumer to Kamala Harris to all of them. It was about trying to get Benjamin Netanyahu out of power. If the White House in the last 4 years, and particularly in the last year, had spent 1/10 of the time it spent trying to get regime change in Jerusalem onto doing regime change in Tehran, the mullahs would have fallen by now. The threat in the Middle East, the intransigent part, is not Netanyahu. The intransigent bit is Hamas and its backer Iran, the revolutionary Islamic government. They're the ones that are still holding Americans hostage. They're the ones who are still holding more than 100 people hostage in Gaza. They're the ones that refuse to have a ceasefire. They're the ones that have refused every ceasefire negotiation for the past year. The war could have been over a year ago if Hamas had given up. Instead, it has been decimated. Hezbollah is being decimated. But the crucial thing is the head of the snake. The head of the snake is the revolutionary government in Iran. It's now naked. Its air defenses are taken out. It's the Iranians' turn to do the tit for tat now to Israel. If they do, when they do, the response from Israel, I hope, it doesn't need military backing, but with the agreement, with the approval of the United States, the response of Israel this time should be to take out the nuclear reactors, take out the oil fields, topple the regime, as far as I'm concerned. That is the thing that is stopping peace in the region. If you get rid of the mullahs, you can have a peace deal across the whole region. Yeah. The Abraham Accords could even include Iran at some point, and even the Nobel Peace Committee should recognize that.
Absolutely perfectly explained there by Douglas Murray. I thought that was a brilliant clip of him on Fox News, and it just shows how, a lot of people don't understand the complexity of this. They don't understand how Hamas is linked to Iran. They don't understand that Iran is the head of the snake, as Douglas Murray points out there. And for me, what was a really big wake-up call as to why getting Donald Trump back in the White House would be so important was when I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with Donald Trump, and he explained his attitude to Iran when he was last in power versus then what happened when Joe Biden got into power. So when Trump was in power last time, he cut off Iran's money supply. They have oil. That's where they get their money from. He stopped buying it, and he said to China, if you buy one single barrel of oil from Iran, we will not do any trade with you. And that made Iran so poor. So they didn't have money to fund Hamas. They didn't have money to fund Hezbollah. Okay, it is no coincidence that Hamas, Hezbollah, etc. have been able to attack Israel attack Israel on October 7th as Hamas did, and we've had all this conflict in the Middle East, and we've had Hamas not giving up, being able to continue to be funded by Iran. It is no coincidence that happened whilst Biden was in power. If Trump was in power, I highly doubt that October 7th would have happened. I think I'm really excited to see under Trump's administration, to see how quickly he can help bring these wars in the Middle East and in Ukraine and everywhere else to an end. I think Trump could save a lot of lives by bringing these wars to an end. I don't think that if we had Kamala Harris or the Biden administration so far clearly hasn't been able to bring these wars to an end, and I have no faith whatsoever that Kamala Harris would have been able to do it. Can you imagine that woman negotiating with Putin, negotiating with Iran? Absolutely no way whatsoever that anything will come to an end. So I am really looking forward to see what happens in terms of the world conflicts under Trump. Fingers crossed Israel is able to topple the Islamic Republic in Iran, and consequently we'll see Hamas, Hezbollah, etc. fall, and we'll have peace in the region, as Douglas Murray predicts there. I'm Chloe Dobbs, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the Reason channel so you don't miss out on our other videos. I'll see you in the next one.